this chapter, that is chapter number 9, we have sustainable development. Okay. So in the previous class we have discussed the indicators of or the parameters of economic development, and we came to know the different definition. We know that economic development is evolving concept, and the definition is changing, okay, as the world has changed, and due to that the world is changing, and due to that the concept of economic development is also changing. We have seen that in the previous the traditional definition of economic development was increase in per capita income for a long period of time. So when income of a country is increasing for a long period of time, that was considered as a economic development. That was in the 1960s, but in 1970s again the economic development has been redefined as increase in per capita income along with decrease in poverty, unemployment, increase in literacy rate, etc. But again after 1990s, we can say that after 1990s, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, has prepared a report on HDI, Human Development Index report, and in that again the definition of economic development has redefined as increase in per capita income. Yes, that is there. At the same time, some quality of life, changes in the quality of life, and that was measured by the three indicators, that is life expectancy, okay, then longevity, life expectancy, that is same, and the second one we had adult literacy, okay, literacy rate. We have done LEI, life expectancy index, okay, then we did adult literacy, okay, index, and standard deviation, that was measured by the AZDPI, adjusted domestic product index. So after that again some policies will change, and the new concept of development has arisen, and that concept is your sustainable development. So we can see that in a phase wise the definition of economic development is continuously changing. Okay, now we can see that economic development at present, what we call it as a sustainable development. Now here you have to understand what is sustainable development. Sustainable development means development of a country, okay, or development of an economy, or meeting the needs of present generation, okay, meeting the needs requirement of present generation without hampering the future generation. What is the meaning of this? Whatever the resources we are using, we are producing various types of goods and services. So whatever the productive resources we have, mineral resources, forest, labor, maybe capital, so we have to use that resources in such a way that it will meet our present generation, it will meet the requirement of our present generation. At the same time, the future generation will get also equal opportunity to use the resources. That means resources should be used in an efficient way, so that we will not waste the resources, we will not overuse the resources, so that our future generation will suffer. So that is the main concept of sustainable development. Okay, sustainable development explains that whatever the resources we have, it may be any country, developed country, developing country, underdeveloped country, whatever may be the country, but they have to use the resources in such a way that the resources should meet the needs of our present generation. At the same time, it should be also available for our coming future generation. That means equal opportunities should be received by our future generation. Okay, they should also receive the same equal opportunity for using the resources. But if we exploit resources too much to increase the national income or to increase the economic growth, if we are exploiting too much, then obviously the future generation will suffer. So that is explained in this sustainable development. Now next we will move towards the need of sustainable development. Okay, what are the need for this sustainable development? So we know that when we are producing various types of goods and services, we are exploiting mineral resources, we are exploiting different types of resources. So once we are exploiting the resources, means stock of resources may decrease, okay, and the stock of natural resources and quality of environment, okay, will also deteriorate. When we exploit the resources too much, then what will happen? The quality, okay, the quality of our air or water, at the same time environment will also deteriorate. So when we produce, okay, when we use the resources too much, whatever may be the resources, it may be air, water, then what will happen? That it may have negative impact on ecosystem. That ecosystem will be disturbed. So why do we need that sustainable development? Sustainable development means, yes, we have to use the resources in such a way that we will meet our present generation. At the same time, we can keep some stock of resources for our future generation. Otherwise, if we exploit too much of our resources to increase our economic growth, yes, no doubt, development will take place, but development will take place for a short term, okay, and we should not go for short term development, okay. We can go for the long term development, so that our future generation will also not suffer and they will also get the equal opportunity to use the resources. Now, second thing, we have seen that many industrialized developed countries of the world have the history of causing rapid depletion of stock of natural resources. The growth may be consuming its foundation by using the resources indiscriminately. Means they are using the resources in a excess amount. They are continuously using the resources in a excess amount, and due to that, what will happen? This shows the water is getting polluted, air is getting polluted, okay, and due to that, who is suffering? The future generation. If not we, if the present generation is not suffering, but that is true, in future the future generation will suffer. So whenever we are using any resources, okay, it may be water, air, soil, forest, so we have to keep in mind that it should meet our generation without hampering the future generation. But we can see that this world is a materialistic world, and every nation, every country wants to increase their economic growth, increase their national income, and in order to increase their national income, they are ready to exploit the resources in an excess amount, but they are not realizing the consequences of that excess use of resources. Oh, it is true that future generation is going to suffer. So in order to protect that, in order to keep some of the resources for the future generation, the need of sustainable development is very important. Now next one, we have seen that sustainable development is important for improving the quality of life of the present generation as well as the future generation. Now we have seen that the quality of life depends, among the other things, healthy, long life, balanced diet, okay, safe drinking water, clean air, etc. So our healthy life depends on various factors. So when we exploit the resources too much, okay, when we are only going for expansion of economic growth or increase of economic growth by exploiting the resources, by wasting the resources, then it is true that we are going to suffer in the future. At present also we are suffering. We can see that many people suffering from the different diseases. Why? Because our environment is getting more polluted. Okay, it has damaged. There is a depletion of resources. And due to that depletion of resources, our quality of life is deteriorating. So in order to improve that, we need to develop our country in a sustainable way that the future generation will not suffer, or they may not suffer from any type of disease. Now, the next thing we have to discuss here is effects of economic development. So what are the effects? effects of economic development. So we can see that effects of economic development. So here, due to industrialization and urbanization, okay, industrialization, urbanization, and too much exploitation of resources, our economy has flooded with new products. We can see that lots of lakhs and lakhs of new products are coming in the market, okay, and it has a positive effect on human life. Due to that production of various types of goods and services or goods and commodity, our life has become more comfortable, convenient. Okay, we have positive effect on human life. But are we realizing the long-term consequence of that? Whatever the comfortability we are getting today, so they have long-term impact, they have long-term effect, because what we are doing, yes, we are making our life more comfortable, more easier by exploiting the various resources in an excess amount, but we are not realizing that in future it may suffer, our future generation will suffer. So there are various effects on our different resources. Due to that excess production, various effects are there on our resources. Now first effect we have depletion of natural resources. So we can see that economic development has resulted in the depletion of natural resources such as land, mineral resources, etc. So industrial development has created a large demand for natural resources for mass production. So why there is a huge demand for natural resources? There is a huge demand for natural resources because we are in need of mass production. Every country is in a process of mass production. They are producing the commodity in a large quantity, and due to that, there is a depletion of natural resources. We can take one more example. Like, see how due to the excess demand of food, due to a growing population, there is an excess demand of food in our country, and due to that excess demand for food, what is taking place? There is a deforestation, continuous cutting down of the trees, and what they are doing, they are increasing the agricultural land, they are increasing the cultivated land by clearing that forest. And once we clear the forest, obviously it has negative impact on our environment. It will damage our ecological balance, it will damage our ecosystem. So that is also one of the effects, depletion of natural resources. Now second effects we have water pollution. Water pollution. So we can see that whatever the rivers, then different seas, ocean are getting more polluted. Why? Due to industrialization and urbanization, all the this water has been contaminated, toxic substance has been discharged into the river by the different industries, and due to that the quality of water is deteriorating. It is not fit for drinking, bathing, or washing. Okay, so we can see that this water is also getting more polluted, and obviously many aquatic life is also suffering due to that water pollution. So that is also one of the effects of economic development. One side we are looking for the development. Yes, no doubt development is taking place, mass production of goods and services is taking place in the country. On the other side, it is affecting our resources. There is a depletion of natural resources. Water is getting more polluted, air is getting more polluted, soil is getting more polluted. There is a loss of biodiversity. So many effects are coming along with the development. So what do we want? We want development in a sustainable way, or we want development by exploiting the resources, and we want to see our future generation suffering. So it is up to us how we are going to deal. So it is up to us. We have to decide Now the third effect of economic development, we have air pollution. We know that the emission of various types of substances by the different industries, vehicular movement, okay, and different air pollutants are, we have carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, okay, sulfur dioxide emitted from industries. So these all are the substances emission by or emitted by the different industries, and due to that the quality of the air is also deteriorating day by day, and due to that we can see that the many people, they are suffering from different diseases, especially lung disease, okay, when we breathe, we are inhaling carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, okay. So due to that we are suffering, the people are suffering. So that is also one of the effects of economic development. Now next one we have deforestation. Fourth one we have so deforestation. What is deforestation? Deforestation means continuous cutting down of trees, clearing of a forest is called what? Deforestation. So how that deforestation is taking place? Once again, deforestation is taking place due to urbanization, due to industrialization. We can see that the industries are increasing day by day. We can see that the cultivated area, cultivated land is increasing because there is an excess demand for food items. So people, they have started clearing that forest, and by clearing the forest, they are increasing the cultivated area to grow more amount of food crops. So that also leads to deforestation. Second one, we can see that due to mining, due to setting up of industries, due to urbanization, due to expansion of different economic activities, continuously the forest has been cleared, and it has negative impact on the environment. We can see that one data is given there. Around 1.5 lakh hectares of land was cleared of forest every year for agricultural and other purposes during period of 1951 to 1979-80. So we can see that huge amount of 1.5 hectare of land every year is that forest, 1.5 lakh hectare of forest is cleared every year. Every year, how much? 1.5 lakh hectare. It is not a small amount. So, if forest is cleared for agricultural purpose, and similarly for other purpose, also for urbanization, for setting up of industries, okay, the forest has been continuously. So that is also one of the important effects of economic development on. Now, next one we have loss of biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity. So loss of biodiversity means, we know that our ecosystem is comprises of various types of species. So due to that industrialization, due to urbanization, due to deforestation, due to all these factors, we can see that our this biodiversity is getting lost. Okay, some of the species are disappearing from our atmosphere, from our environment. They are not visible now. They are in the verge of extinction. We can see that many types of plants, animals, maybe medicinal plants, maybe different types of herbal plants, maybe different types of insects, okay, maybe birds, that all are disappearing. day by day, the number are decreasing. So these all are the effects of economic development. So that is why we have to see how we can progress, how we can develop our country by keeping all these things in our mind. That's why sustainable development is important.